How is everyone doing? Nomad here. In today's video, I want to go over the future of Sons of the Forest and what that looks like. Really quickly, if you like the video, drop a like on it. It really helps me and the channel grow. And if you're into all things Sons of the Forest, whether that be lore, guides, general discussions, or insane builds, that's what the channel is all about. So consider subscribing. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I appreciate everybody's love and support so far on the channel. It's been absolutely amazing. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. To start with and really get a scope of the future for the game, let's take a look at the first game's history and lifespan. Now, the Forest released on May 30th of 2014. Just like Sons of the Forest, it released in early access with bugs, missing assets, and a non-complete story and world. During its life, it got over 184 patches over the course of a year. Some of these patches being minor, fixing bugs, and balancing items that exist or were just introduced into the game, but it also was accompanied by plenty of major updates that added so much to the world and game in general. In the coming months, we received new buildables, crafting items, and different materials either gathered from new animal types or plants that were introduced into the world. Most of the major general building items weren't introduced until roughly 6 months to a year after early access release. Examples being bone baskets, rock walls, log sleds, arrow baskets, water collectors, turtles, as well as turtle craftable materials like the heads and shells, giving us the ability to create a sled. Even the skin rack and other animal hides weren't introduced into the game. The animals existed, but the ability to get their hides as a craftable material didn't exist until months later in the game's development. Even boats, gliders, different and various trap types, material pouches, and the quiver weren't introduced until well over 6 months of development. The reasons I go into detail like this is, as we know, Sons of the Forest is a massive world and game overall. We have already seen 3 minor patches accompanied by one major one 2 weeks after initial early access launch. And let me tell you guys, this is only the beginning. Not only did we get new items, whether that be lore or overall usable items like the glider and binoculars, we even got new locations and camps around the map to be discovered. I don't know if you guys have found them yet, but there are new locations with new items there that you can find and discover. We've also received more information on characters and deep lore of the story and the world. There's different things on computers. There's different pieces that you can find, whether it's an item you can pick up or an item that just exists on the ground that you could see. It gives you a deeper understanding of the lore and the general story. If Sons of the Forest is anything like the first game, which I know it will be, and it will be on a grander scale, believe me, we have barely touched the tip of the iceberg for what this game is going to deliver. I mean, we don't even have rock walls yet, pouches, various fire types, and other general building blueprints and mechanics yet in the game. With a new system of building implemented in the new title, I know so much more in terms of creativity building is on its way. I mean, logs, they're completely modular now, like Legos in my opinion. Imagine when rocks, sticks, and other materials are implemented with this new building system. The creativity ceiling is going to be insane. I'm super stoked about it because, as you guys know, I do crazy builds on the channel. Once these new materials are implemented, the builds are going to be absolutely insane moving forward. Now, not to mention, there are so many different kinds of herbs and berry types in the game, and most don't serve much of a purpose, meaning new craftable herbal mixes are guaranteed to be introduced, as well as animals like the moose, the deer, and things like that. They're in the game, but when you skin them, all you get is hide. In the first game, we were able to skin each animal, and they had their own independent hide that was for a specific craftable item. These don't exist in Sons of the Forest, and I know they will come eventually, just like they did with its predecessor. A lot of the mechanics of general player attributes and stats like stealth, infection, sickness, weight, and other mechanics were implemented until well over a year later. These mechanics alone really up the ante when it comes to survivability in this game. Currently in Sons of the Forest, we can drink out of any water source. I know this is not how it's going to be in the future. I know they're going to switch this up. Like I said, we don't even have infection. We don't have sickness. We do have stealth, but we don't have weight. We don't have all these other mechanics fully implemented, and they weren't implemented for a long time in the first game. Just the survival aspects of this game, which is what this game is all about, they're not fully implemented yet, and I know they will come in future updates. So we have so much coming and so much that is going to be brought into this game. It's absolutely fantastic. And don't even get me started on the cave system. Just like the first game, all the caves weren't available at launch. It took months in development for more caves to be accessed. Now, as we know, in Sons of the Forest, there's plenty locations in the game where you would think a cave would be. In some caves that are actually marked on the map, you go in it and there's a dead end. But I don't know if you guys noticed, there's these little blobby areas, you know, that kind of muck. It's almost like from Alien that you get stuck in if you die in a cave, and then the blob, buggy, or the blob, whatever you want to call it, he breaks through that and opens up a new channel, a new area, a new zone within the cave for you to go through. This is already existing in the game. There's so many areas that you can see. It's just not accessible right now. So these caves and these systems are in the game. They just haven't opened them up because I think they want to figure out exactly how they want to do it, what they want to do with it, and flesh it out properly so it kind of goes in with the story. And again, like I said, the first game was the same way. There were caves added on numerous times throughout its lifespan, and the cave system was absolutely fantastic. I know that this is how it's going to be for this game, and it's beautiful. Now, at the end of the day, I understand how most view early access titles and games being fleshed out slowly or eventually never being fully released. EndNight is not like this, believe me. They are a studio true to the roots and really want to and will deliver something truly amazing. I know 50% of all new things being added are already in development, if not done. They just want to wait and clean everything up before implementing new things that could potentially break other aspects of the game. So don't worry and enjoy the process of the development. Really, it's actually amazing because we have such a beautiful, expansive game and world that is going to continue to get free updates to it in the coming years. It's like a live service game without being live service. We basically get Christmas Day every 2 weeks, making going back into the game more exciting and interesting. I mean, with their last patch, them adding gliders, me, myself, gliders are just absolutely a blast having them in the game now, being able to get around the island and see all these views. It's just super fantastic. The binoculars, not so much, but you know, if you're a bird watcher, you might enjoy them. I don't know. This is a game that will continue to grow and expand during its lifespan, offering new ways to play, discover, and be creative along the way. I have an absolute passion for survival crafting games, and EndNight's The Forest and Sons of the Forest are absolutely brilliant to me. I'm excited to continue covering this game and exploring all the new things the developers have in the world. Let me know what you currently think of Sons of the Forest and what you would be most excited about if implemented into the title. Maybe something completely new or something carried over from the first game. I don't know. Let me know what it might be. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you did enjoy the video, drop a like on it. It really helps me and the channel grow. And subscribe for everything Sons of the Forest. We have an insane build on the way. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you guys. And as always, stay happy, stay hyped, and have a beautiful day.